to yet another class. I believe we are going to have such a ride. Today we are going to interact with music not just as an art but also as a science, and so I hope you are going to lock in and have some fun also. So one of the things that I normally tell my students is that there is nothing as a dead matter. Everything is constantly in vibration, and the things that vibrate produce sound. And so everything that is vibrating is normally producing sound, and this sound is just in a range of frequencies that can be captured, and if arranged and if organized, can produce music. You remember we said in lesson number 1 that music is organized sound. So if we arrange the vibration, even from your heart, the vibration maybe of some, if you are yawning right now as you are watching the class, if we arrange that in a way that it is organized, even a higher one, as we go lower and lower and lower, we can create music in that. And so every sound that we produce is normally in this a number of frequencies. And the frequencies, we name them in this. We have A, we have B, we have C, we have D, we have E, then F, and G. Now, frequencies that are produced by sound are in 12. We have 12 frequencies, which of course now translate into 12 notes. So this one really summarizes music really vastly. We see that now music is just made up of 12 notes, which of course even I myself am studying even until this point. And that is what all musicians are playing, and this is all that there is. And so this, as you have noticed by now, we have 7 letter names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so which are the other 5? We have between A and B, we introduce another one we call A sharp or B flat. If we are going behind, we call it a flat. If we are going forward or on our right side, we call it a sharp. B and C, we don't have a sharp or a flat. Then between C and D, we introduce another note we call C sharp or D flat. Very nice. Then D and E, we have another note we call D sharp or E flat. Then E and F, we don't have anything. Then F and G, we have F sharp. Then G flat. Of course, that's the other name. So, and then between G and A, once again, we are going to have G sharp or A flat. Now, we have introduced 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which now equals to a total of 12 notes. And that one is good. So only these 12 notes, these are the 12 notes that make up music. And these are the notes that we need to study if we are to understand music. Now, that's good. Now, let us venture into this topic that we call scale. Now, what differentiates now the sound that is produced when you cough or when you are moving or by a motor vehicle and the sound of music? What differentiates this is now the fact that we have said by now is that music is organized. Organized into what and how? How do we organize now this sound so that we produce music? We use the concept of scales. Let's start. Now, there are a number of scales, so many scales that are out there, but I want to introduce us to the most basic scale, to the building block, I believe, of every other scale, which is called the major scale. This one is what many of us might know as Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 once again, or 8. Any of the two can work. Now, I'm going to show you how we are going to form one scale, and then I'm going to leave you to do the rest and forward the assignment. So we have, let's take a letter like C. Now I have chosen C since C doesn't have any sharps or flats. C goes like C, then we just go alphabetically. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, the logic that we use in order to come up with these scales is very simple. Between this and this, we need to have a whole step. I'll explain what this is. Then between 2 and 3, we need to have another whole step. Between 3 and 4, we have a half step. Between 4 and 5, a whole step. Whole step. Whole step, half step. So we have 2 whole steps, half step, 3 whole steps, half step. So what we mean by a whole step, in simple terms, I would just explain it in it this way. If we have A, and then A sharp, and then B, we are going to go this as our first step, then this as our second step. So this is one half step, this is another half step. So this one now translates to a whole step. If I move from A all the way to B, that means I've gone through a whole step. I've gone first to A sharp, then another half step to B, which translates to a whole step. Now, if I go a half step, that means I am going to go from A to A sharp. This is now a half step. So, for here, between C and D, you notice we have C, then we half step, that's now a whole step all the way to D. D to E, D sharp, a whole step. E to F, you notice we go directly. Then F to G, F sharp, G. Then G to A, G sharp, A. Then A to B, we have A sharp, B. Then B to C, another half step. So, and this is the formula that we are going to be using in all 12 keys as we are going to be forming the scales. One last footnote and then we are going to be done with today's class. So, I want you to have this clock with you. So, this clock, I like to use it for people who like to transpose. It's also a very effective clock of understanding, a method of understanding how to transpose. So, let us have A here, and we have C here. Let us have D sharp here and F sharp here. Then we have, after A, we have A sharp, then B, then C sharp here, and then D, then E, then F, G, G sharp. So every time that you want to, now of course you notice it's just 12 like our clock, our normal clock. So every time that you want to go a whole step, skip 1 hour. For example, if I am at C, I know that this is my starting point. I'll skip 1 hour and go all the way to D. That's a whole step, another whole step. Then I just go directly the next hour. I won't skip any hour at this point. So that is our number 1. This will be number 2, number 3. Then number 4, I won't skip. Because between 3 and 4, we have a half step. Then 4 and 5, I skip. 5 and 6, I skip. So this is 5, this is 6. And then 6 and 7, I skip. But then 7 and 8 or 7 and 1, it's a half step. So I go directly 1 hour later. I hope that has been helpful to you. Please, you can leave a comment and make sure to subscribe and forward any questions that you might have, and I will react to them. Thank you and have a nice day.